Hey there, filthy animals. Mr. Dirty back with another episode of the GTM show. And today we've got something from a company we've never had on the show before. This is from El Charrito. And this is, wow, how do I explain this? This is like an old school TV dinner where you don't just have like a little entree of like one thing. This has got several different things in here. This is going to be the beef enchilada dinner. So here's the package you're looking for if you're looking for this in stores. And this is not a new product. Some of you have probably seen this on store shelves before and just passed it right up. And it was like kind of on a fuck that kind of thing. So we're going to check this out so that you wonder no more and maybe not pass it by. Maybe you'll be scooping this up or maybe you'll keep on passing it by after seeing it. Who knows? But this is the grande, as you see there across the middle. All right? Yeah. It doesn't look too bad in the picture. So let's get a closer look here. On the front, they're telling us it's 4 beef enchiladas in red chili sauce, which I like better than the verde. Refried beans, Spanish rice, and salsa. I'm down with all that together. And they're telling us it's over 1 pound in here, as they're saying grande. So our heating instructions are frozen. Microwave oven 950 watts? No. Microwave oven 1200 watts. That's what we would be doing. Place frozen tray on microwave safe dish. Heat at 70% level for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Carefully lift film over rice and beans and stir each item. Then you gotta put the film back on. Cook it for another 4 minutes 30 seconds. I mean, they've really calculated this down here. Carefully remove blah blah blah. We're not gonna do any of that. That's just kind of sketchy. Cooking it for like a particular percentage for so long and then having to stir 2 items while no. We're going to go old school since this is old school TV dinner, and we're going to preheat the oven to 325, which we've already done, and then you place this frozen tray on a baking sheet in the center of the oven and you bake for 36 to 38 minutes and then you eat it. You don't have to go break, like, yeah, set it and forget it type of deal. So that's what we're going to do. Let's crack this open and take a look at the tray before we go microwaving it. Damn, how do you get into this? Alright, we've got a bit of a frost going on, but over here are our 4 enchiladas, then we have our rice, and then I'd say maybe this one's our beans, this one's the salsa. I don't know which is which at this point in time. We'll find out afterwards because there's not much to see there now, but yeah, that's the before product. Alright, that's that. I'm going to go throw this in the oven, and then we're going to come right back and see what we got. Alright, stick around. Alright guys, we're back. We've got our El Charrito Grande beef enchilada dinner out of the oven where it's been in there for about 36, 38 minutes. I kind of lost track, to be honest with you. The alarm went off, so we pulled it out. And haven't taken the film off of it yet. I will say that when I went to retrieve this though, the entire place smelled like a fine Mexican cuisine restaurant type deal. And yeah, now the studio has the exact same aroma. Let me peel the film off real quick so you can get a better look, and there's no way I'm tilting this up. I can tell already, so I'm going to tilt the camera down and give you a look at what I'm seeing here. Oh, looks like one of our enchiladas broke. How sad. Alright, so this is about as good as it's going to get here, folks. So over here we've got, you know, our 4 enchiladas, which I'm going to say is 1 and 1, and there's probably like another one stacked up underneath of there. Over here we got our beans. Right now looking very dry like most TV dinner stuff does. Our salsa in the middle, hot salsa. Over here is our Spanish rice, so take a look at that. So that's basically just going to be like seasoned rice, probably with like a little bit of a tomato sauce mixed into it. Alright, now that you've seen it, let's get into it. The salsa, I guess we'll start with the worst shit first. Okay, so I'm just going to see what their salsa is like. If it's any good, maybe we'll throw it on the rice after the fact. Here we go, let me taste that real quick. Slightly spicy, mostly tomatoey, like maybe a little bit of like chili seasoning in there, maybe a little bit of what is that? Definitely some sort of pepper going on there. Habanero maybe, not quite sure, but yeah, that's got a kick to it. Let me stir these beans up real quick. Yeah, as you stir it, it starts to look more like, you know, refried beans. You know, there you go. After the stir, looking normal. All right, here we go. All right. Not bad. It's more of a bean mash. So it's not quite like just totally paste consistency. There's still like some chunks of actual bean in there. Like half a bean here, quarter of a bean there, here a bean, there a bean, everywhere a bean. Alright, so I've stirred and fluffed up the rice. And I'm just going to try out the bit that stuck to the fork as I was pulling it out. Here we go. got a decent flavor to it, but I wouldn't say that the rice really made the ride in the oven for that long with all this other stuff very well. It's become very sticky, kind of mushy. I would say maybe dumping a little bit of that hot salsa over into it. Like I said, maybe that might revive it a little bit. Let me give that a try real quick. Maybe that's what they expected us to do all along. Not quite sure, but there you go. Honestly, that makes it taste more like the traditional Spanish rice that I've known growing up all along. With the absence of what, actual chops of like green pepper and sometimes like tomato in the rice itself. This is just plain old rice. I don't see anything else besides like a little bit of seasoning on there. Dump a little bit of the hot salsa in there, and it's better than it was. But I would still say the refried beans are better than both of those two combined. Let's get into these enchiladas here. So I'm going to cut off a piece. Actually, I'll cut off a couple pieces so I can get right into the middle of one of these. So we're not just like chewing at the end where there might be just nothing but tortilla. Alright, there we go. Got a bunch on the hook right there. Down the hatch. Now the first flavor I got hit with, it's hard to explain. It was like a very manufactured, mechanical kind of taste. Almost like paper or cardboard. And then after that I got like the meat, like the zesty meat and the sauce and what might have been like a little bit of cheese. But yeah, that first flavor, that was shocking. Let me go in for another bite here and see if I get the same effect going on, and then we'll chit chat a little bit more about this. Here we go. I didn't get it on the second bite there. Now maybe my taste buds were already acclimated to, whatever was going on there. I have no idea. But yeah, that first bite really took me back. But second bite was pretty good. I'll probably go in for a third before I slap a final rating on this. But let's just talk about what we have here going on right now. Like I said, it's got like a nice seasoned beef going on, and it's not like a real clumpy or gritty texture on the beef. It's fine. Now when you make ground beef at home, you might break it up some, and sometimes they suggest on the back to break it up into like dime-sized pieces. But when you go into these Mexican restaurants, like gourmet Mexican restaurants, they're like back there pulverizing this ground beef down into like a very, very fine grit. Now, by the time they're done with it, there's no inconsistency in the size of the pieces of meat. They're all just like tiny little meatballs. Now the sauce that they've covered this in, the red sauce, the enchilada sauce, it's got like a slight kick to it, a little bit of spice, not overly tomato flavor, not overly pepper flavor. Once again, it's like a nice in-between. It's not going to set your mouth on fire. At the same time though, it's flavorful to where you're not going to be saying, oh, this is bland. There is cheese in here. You can faintly get the texture of that, not so much in the flavor. It seems to have acted as like a glue that helps hold the sauce onto the tortilla. The tortilla itself has like a nice mild corn flavor to it. It's not like overly corn, like a Frito kind of flavor, like corn chip kind of flavor. It's not like that. It's very mild, and there seems to be like a couple of wraps as they've used these. Like it's not just one wrap around with like a thin layer of corn. It's almost like a double or triple wrap going on here. It just makes it a little bit more doughy. As I've had a few more bites of this now, there's more than just a little spicy kick to this. This is pure fucking fire on the back end of this. My throat is on fire right now. Before my mouth was on fire, but now that's subsided and it's just my throat, which is like an afterburn. Even though they say that there's 4 enchiladas here, they're stacked on each other and you're baking them in the oven as is with the sauce on top. And there doesn't appear to be any sauce separating the two, so they fuse together. You will not eat these as 4 separate enchiladas. You'll be eating these as 2 enchiladas. Double enchiladas, but 2 enchiladas. Overall, pretty good. They're filled pretty well. There's a good amount of beef and shit going on there. The refried beans were good. The rice was pretty good after you dump the salsa on it. So at the end of the day, not too shabby. I could probably see myself picking one of these up and just stowing it away in the freezer for a rainy day. Sometimes you get high as fuck, you eat anything. So I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 5. There you have it, the El Charrito Beef Enchilada Grande Dinner. Go give this a try. Don't be scared of it. I'm Mr. Dirty. It's the GTM show. Don't forget, you can buy Knucklehead shirts and hoodies down in the description. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheRealMrDirty. And as always, get out of here. Go have a rotten day.